life inside is very dark. It's a very negative and hard environment because we're trapped. It's very hard to, I think, rehabilitate without any outside programs. I've been in this class for approximately 2 years. For, the 90 minutes that I'm in the class, I really forget that I'm locked up.
I tattooed for about 10 years, and I didn't know I could paint, but I started art class, and I started painting, and I didn't even know I could paint. And I think I'm pretty good.
Well, I was teaching a class in Impressionist oil painting, which is the kind of painting that I do. And the conversation often turned to how this experience could be taken to other people who didn't have access to these kinds of things. If you look at the formal mission of Art for the Journey, the mission is to overcome obstacles and transform lives through creating art. And it's the combination of art making and personal engagement that creates what I call the magic. As their comfort level grows, the art making begins to touch other areas of their life. It's been said that art making will seek out inside a person those areas that need attention or that are in pain. And eventually those areas are, in one way or another, either healed or made better through the art making.
They come into the class pretty guarded, pretty quiet, not knowing what to expect. But by the time we've been there several times, they start to open up. And once they realize that these people are friendly and I'm going to get to make choices here, choices I might not make in the rest of my day. Somebody's telling me where I've got to be, what I've got to eat, what I've got to wear, and here I can choose whether I want to use acrylic paint or oil paint. I get to get my own supplies and put them on a pallet. I even get to clean them up, which seems like not much to me and you, but just giving them those privileges, and by having awesome conversations with them, they let down, and I think it makes their art better too.
The first day I came to this class, I felt so out of my elements, and I was like, oh my God, I think I made a big mistake. I couldn't even draw stick figures, but then she just took me in, and I fell in love with it. I love to paint. It gives me a peace of mind. Yeah, it takes me out of these walls into a peaceful place.
I can go places here, unbelievable places.
It's a way to express yourself, getting to see the colors blend together and work with each other, the highlighting, the dark, against the light.
An apple, and you put the dewdrop on after you do the red apple. Does that make sense?
Well, art uses another part of the brain that we don't use when we're going through our routine. We think about light and shadow and perspective and where we're going to put things on a canvas and the colors that we're going to use. And it just allows us to disconnect from all the mundane or the things that are weighing us down.
When I start painting, I'm not here. So it puts me in a different place.
If I'm having a bad day, I can come here and just totally get absorbed in what I'm working on.
I think it helped with behavior, self-esteem. A lot of them don't open up very well. It's really hard to get them to speak about their life, but I think a lot of them express it through the canvas, that they can actually paint what they feel. And by being allowed to write their testimonials this year to match up with their artwork, I just thought that was another chance for them to express their journey, and kind of gives them a relief too. So we actually recently expanded the program just a few months ago to give them additional space, so they have increased the program too as well.
By inviting volunteers in, it gives them an opportunity to connect in a special way and to do something that improves the lives of other people, which improves their lives.
When these ladies come, they help us so much in so many areas. They don't even know that they're actually enriching our spirits or enriching us and giving us things that we can actually use besides paint, just by being here and caring about us as people and not inmates.
And for some women, the skill is having learned how to make art as an alternative to drinking alcohol or taking drugs to try to meet the stress or some other need that they have. I've not only learned this through working with the women in prison, but other students, that everybody has their own gift. And the way I would go about creating something is not necessarily the way that's comfortable for somebody else. So I think what I've learned in working with women in the prison is that I can provide them with some suggestions, or I can provide them with some guidelines. But once they get engaged, they're going to take that and create something that's very original to them and that's meaningful to them in a way that works for them. And being willing to back off and just let somebody else's creative process, fuel what they're doing and not get in their way is something that I've learned.
I learned that through painting, you can always start over. So if I make a mistake, all I have to do is admit that I made a mistake, stop, and I can always change the canvas.
It's a really good hobby. For me, it's therapeutic. So I'm going to continue doing it when I leave.
To volunteer or learn more about Art for the Journey and